Shalom, shalom, umevorar, erev tov, good evening to all of you. Shalom, shalom, Chief Rabbi Kish. Shalom,
Shalom, shalom, Rabbeinu.
shalom, 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 Rabbi Israel Pondol. Shalom, shalom,
Shalom, shalom, Chief Rabbi. Shalom, shalom.
shalom, shalom, shalom to all of you. Shalom to all the people on Facebook, on YouTube. Thank you for following us and being present for this weekly limud about the parasha, but also about what we can say the meaningful topics of the week. And we're going to try to use the parasha in order to understand and to give for ourselves some advices, some understanding from the Musar to the Pshat to the Sod. The purpose being to understand what this parasha could give to us as advices to handle in the best way this week of Rosh Chodesh, week of Parashat Chukat. But before we start, like I've said these last days, the purpose of the chief rabbinate is, of course, to deal with what we can say the halacha, the daily life of Bnei Israel, to give advice and to be supportive at many points. But also we do have a think tank. We do have our circle of analyzing and understanding and thinking about the main topics, social, economic, politics topics that can really be understood through the specter of Torah. We have many people talking about Torah, no, talking about economic, talking about politics, talking about social, talking about human beings, talking about many things from their own corner. They try to give advices, and many of their advice are taken for granted by many Jews, many Bnei Israel. And we don't know what is the root and the foundation of their mindset, what is the root or the foundation of their analyses, and we accept the solution that they bring up. But someone who is melumad, like we say in Hebrew, someone who has studied and know how to open the books of Torah, should never accept any type of advice and any type of analysis, any type of conclusion, and should be careful not to build any type of actions based on advices that cannot be called like coming directly from the Torah. This is the main purpose of what we call Edi Torah. What is Edi Torah? We know that any type of big media, they have their own editorial. They give their point of view, their way to understand what's going on in the world that week, that day, and they give a point of view. So we will also try to give ours. And before we start any limud, we will always have that few moments of Edi Torah. So before we start, let's try to say something about our weekly Edi Torah. Edi Torah Parashat Chukat. I will not express many words. I will just remind some sentence, some advices that our parents, as Africans, as African Americans, used to tell us from my childhood. One of these sentences was, never forget that you are black. Never forget that you have a specific color of skin. Because the day you will forget, someone will remind it to you in a very violent way. I will let the image and the video talk, and we're going to start the limud straight after.
לא הכל כושים מברכים, אלא צריך שיהיה כושי שאבא שלו ואימא שלו לבנים. איפה אתה תדע? אם אתה יודע, גופה שאתה יודע, ואתה יצא להם בן קוף, יצא להם בן ככה.
חמורות של גורמי הטרור בסיני, והדבר הנורא ביותר, הצפה של מסתננים בלתי חוקיים מאפריקה.
This will be the editor of the day. I will just give an answer. We always have to respond with nobility, with dignity, and with wisdom. Every single limud, this video will be played to remind the one who thinks like that we never forget, and that one day we will have to come in front of us and to open the talks. This was the editor. Thank you. So now let's start the limud of the week, Parashat Chukat. This parasha will be also a kind of answer to what we have just seen regarding the position of the chief rabbinate of Sephardic community of Israel. Shalom, shalom, Rabbi Kalu. Shalom, shalom, Rabbanit Catherine. Shalom, shalom. So Parashat Chukat will be the occasion for us to go through a very, very important question. What is the promised land? What is the place that HaKadosh Baruch Hu said this place will be the place where you will build a house for me? What is that place? Is that place connected to the Gan Eden? Is that place connected to a specific choice according to the years? Is that place connected to the country of Israel? Is that place connected to something else? What is the real position? Like you know, the chief rabbinate of Africa, we are not here to act. Shalom, shalom, Rabbi Leo Shimidia.
Shalom, shalom, Rabbeinu. Shalom, shalom.
We are not here to act according to the emotions. We are here to study, to open up topics, and to find answers. Because the answers we are building today, they will be the best solution for our kids tomorrow. They will have the possibility to be proud and to stay strong in front of anybody. That's why we have to take time to discuss, to open up, to have that answer, to find out that answer about what is a promised land. What is the difference between a promised land and acquired land? we have to open the book of Ayakadosh called Sha'ar Alikutim, about the Parashat Chukat. And this will bring us to open the main point that will help every one of you, every one of us, to understand the topic. So let's go. Parashat Chukat, Sha'ar Alikutim. Like you can see, here is the Parashat Chukat. I will explain and we will go slowly. It's like this. וידבר אדוני משה ואל אהרון לאמור חוקת. So he said, this is what HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to Moshe and to Aaron. This is a chok. What is a chok? It's a kind of laws that your intelligence cannot understand directly. There's deeper meaning behind all of this. So look what he's saying. He said that ki ine otiyot mansapar. He said you have to know that we have final letters in the alphabet in Hebrew. And that final letters, they have a different way to be written. It's the mem, the nun, the tzadik, the pe, and the chaf. All of them, they are called mem sufit, nun sufit, tzadik sufit, pe sufit, or chaf sufit. Vehem he gvurot. So you say you have to know that the 5 final letters, there are 5 levels of rigor. Let's get it. It's a fact. Vehem begimatria par. He say, look, you have to know that if I take all of them with their numerical value, mem it's 40, nun it's 50, tzadik it's 90, pe it's 80, and chasufit it's 20. I will have the total value of 280. Once I have 280, I have in Hebrew the letter par. Why Arya Kadosh is starting like that? Shalom, shalom, Chief Rabbi Mordechai. Why Arya Kadosh shalom, is starting like that? Because many people forget about one basic topic. In his introduction of Etz Chaim, the Rashash, let's say Arya Kadosh is talking about one very deep concept in Torah. He says you should never forget that everything you see in the Torah, meaning the eyes of God, the hand of God, the head of God, the tree of life. He say all these things, they are images that were allowed to be used in order to help your ear to understand spiritual concept that you cannot imagine because you don't have any memory of them or you don't have any connection with them in your daily life. So he said, keep in mind that the Torah is a code. So we talk about very high level of spirituality, and in order to help your ears to get that concept, we have been allowed to use images. We have been allowed to use concept. But don't think that that concept is the reality in the spiritual world. Many people, when they read the hands of God, they do imagine that HaKadosh Baruch Hu possesses hands. He said, no, don't fall in that trap. Many people, when they see Yaakov left some vessels and he crossed the river called Yabok, they do think that there's a place called Yabok. sages of thought, they say no. Everything is a code. So when you see that, you start to be a bit clever. Because when we talk about chukat, when we talk about para aduma, when we talk about the red heifer, please don't fall in the trap. Don't fall in the trap. Is there a way to take materiality in order to bring inside that spirituality? Yes, of course. But when we get the concept straight from the Chumash, these are codes. Maybe it's good to see that straight from the text, because this point is crucial. This point is very important, because if you don't get it, you will not be able to understand where the limud will go now and how to crack the meaning of many situations that people are building hatred from it. They are building happiness from it, while sometimes they even don't exist at all. So let's see. 1 second. Okay. Here it is. I share my screen and I will read for you the text that I try to summarize, but it's important for me that you see it with your eyes before we go deeper. You see, Etz Chaim. Etz Chaim, Echal Aleph, first gate. Look now what is saying Arya Kadosh here. Do you see my screen? It's okay?
Yep. Yes, Rabbeinu.
Toda Rabba. So look what he said. He said, Omnam ve'omnam davar galui ve'u. He said, look, there's something which is known. Ki en lemala guf. You don't have any body. Nothing is embodied. Nothing is physical in the spiritual world. Lemala, on the top. There's nothing physical. Velo koach guf chalila. And even not, you don't have a body or materialistic power. God forbid. He said chalila. Chaz v'chalila. He said, don't think that. Don't think that. Vekol adimyonot ve'atiorim elu lo mipnei she'em kach chaz v'shalom. He said, look, everything which is emerged in the Chumash, in the Tanakh, everything which has been drawn in a way for your sechel, for your understanding. He say, things are not like that. God forbid. Chaz v'shalom. Omnam, but לשחרר את האוזן. It's here to help your ears to get something. לכל, כשיוכל האדם להבין הדברים העליונים והרוחניים. He said the purpose is to help you men, to understand the upper things, the spiritual things, בלתי נתפס ונרשמים בשכל אנושי, things that are not found out in your daily life, which are not clearly expressed, because they are dealing with other dimensions, other vibrations, other levels. So we have been allowed to do what? Look, ולכן ניתן רשות לדבר. That's one, permission have been given to do what? To talk, or to express, or to explain. How? בבחינת תיאורים בדמיונים, כאשר הוא פשוט בכל ספרי הזוהר. He said, not only in the Tanakh, also in all the book of Mefarshim, Gemara included, Mishnah included. He said, permission has been given to use images and flowery language to help the man to understand. This is one of the basic things when you start to study to be rabbi. You start with that. And he said, Begam bepsukim haTorah atzma, he said, even in the verse of the Torah itself, kulam ke'echad onim ve'omrim bedavar hazeh. All the psukim of the Torah, they are respecting that permission which have been given. כמו שנאמר הכתוב, כמו שאמר הכתוב לכתפיתן, עיני אדוני המה משוטטים בכל הארץ. For example, the eyes of God are checking in every corner of the earth. Or עיני אדוני על הצדיקים. The eyes of God is on the tzaddikim. Vayishma Adonai, and Hashem heard. Vayichach Adonai, and Hashem was fall in anger. Vaydaber Adonai, even Vaydaber, it was given the permission to use that verbs, that flowery word, in order to help you and me to understand. Vaydaber Adonai, v'kaele rabot, and many examples like that. Which one of them? Para aduma, the red heifer. So you see how things start. You have people claiming that they understand Torah. They share and they sell to you that they have found a red heifer. And say, hey, Mashiach is coming. And you applaud. You say, yeah, we found the red heifer. What are you doing? I'm not saying that finally the red heifer will not be used to do something. But before that, you have to understand what is the spiritual concept behind. Because if you don't know that, you will be following people who are making, how could you say it in English? You know, people who create, 1 second, I will translate.
People who are making a deviation.
Yes, a guru. You get it? A guru. Or people bring you a type of sect. You will start to believe in things which are not built in Torah's wisdom first. Shalom, shalom, Rabbi Azubuike. You have to be careful. Don't go straight on materialistic meaning of things. Understand first what is the spirituality behind. So if you don't know what is the meaningful definition of the spirituality when the Torah is talking about paraduma, chukat, don't go on the website, on the YouTube channels of this who say, yeah, we found the para. Yeah, you found the para for what? For what? So let's go. And he said, sorry, and he said, and the bigger of all in all these examples, Mashekatuv, what is written, Vaivra Elohim et Adam betzalmo betzelem Elohim bara oto. And say what is written, that Hashem created the man and he created it according to the resemblance of Elohim. He said, this is one of the biggest code. Don't go straight. I look like God. He said, oh, this is a code. There's something you have to study. Is it written somewhere? Yes. Get it first before to go straight to the materialistic dimension of it. Because if you go straight to that without studying the deeper meaning, the original meaning of its spirituality, you will be lost, or people will lose you. ואם התורה עצמה דיברה כך, and if the Torah itself used that strategy, גם אנחנו, also us, נוכל לדבר כלשון הזה. We are allowed to use that type of code. What does it mean, also us? ספרי מקובלים, גמרא, זוהר, משנה. You have to get this is the basic, this is the foundation. ואם היות שפשוט הוא שאין שם למעלה אלא אורות דקים. He said, this is something simple you have to keep in mind. He said, this is something simple you have to keep in mind. In the spiritual world, you don't have anything connected to materiality. Everything, it's only very specific and very refined light. That's it. This is what he's saying here. Orot dakim. Orot dakim. בתכלית הרוחניות. Everything is spiritual. בלתי נתפס. ששם כלל. וכל שנאמר כתוב, כי לא ראיתם כל תמונות וכאלה רבות. So that's why it's written for you in the 10 speeches. You should not have any image. You should not have any image. So we have one question. So 1 second. We have a message. Who killed the Christ, the church, and the Jews, even in this time, and continue to persecute the Christian? That is why God is outside churches and synagogue. Glory to the good in the heart of men. Okay, thank you. I don't understand any single word in this sentence, but good luck. Bezrat Hashem. So let's go back. He is saying like this. He said, Omnam yesh derech achret. So there's another way. What is that way? There's another way כדי להשכיל ולצייר בה דברים עליונים. In order to be able to understand the spirituality. And I make it a long story short. This is the otiyot, the letters. You see? This is basics. Don't think that when you read about the red heifer that, red cow is here. The red cow, we're going to be saved. So I can say, look, para aduma, let's see how it's happened. Let's see how we have to understand it. And you will see the secret behind about what is promised land and what is acquired land. Because you don't know the secret of Paraduma, you think that you know what is the promised land. So look, he said, look, when you take all the final letters of the alphabet, they create the number 218, which is par. Ve'ima eotiot are para. He said, and if you had the 5 letters themselves, mem nun tzadik pe chaf, you had this he to the name par. This is para. So you see, you start with red heifer. You look for the cow. The Savior said, look, no. Even if you have your red cow, no problem. If you don't do the kavanah, if you don't bring the kavanah first of that 5 letters connected to the value of all these letters, which are the gvurot, you will not do anything. Nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. Now look. Shalom Rabbi Yuri Israel. Mazel tov for your new phone. So it's like this. או לפי שהם יורדים ונמשכים אל הבינה נקראת ה', או לפי שיורדים במלכות הנקראת ה', לכן נקרא פרה. So he said, I make it very simple. He said, look, you see that 5 letters, that 5 final letters, they are the foundation of what you call the red heifer. He said, but sometimes it depends. All that 5 letters are connected to the Malchut, which is the last He of the name of Hashem. So you have Para. Or they will be connected to the first He of the name of Hashem, which is the Bina. It also do Para. Para, Para. Slowly, slowly. Look now what's happened. The Iyaduma. He said, look, now that Para, that heifer, she is red. So what does it mean she is red? You say, look, I'll give you the code, the spirituality behind. It says she is Aduma. You say, why she is red? Ki nimshechet min abina she'i Aduma. You say, because she come from Bina. And that Bina, she is reddish. So he say, okay. He say, so you have to, based on what we have read on the 5 first line, have 2 type of red heifer, have one which can be connected to the last He of the name of Hashem, have one which is connected to the first He of the name of Hashem, but only the one who is connected to the first He of the name of Hashem will be called Aduma. Oh, okay. Okay, let's see. Let's see. It's like this. שהיא אדומה. לכן אדומה חסר וו, או לגימטריה נון, שהם 50 שערי בינה לפי שממנה דינים מתארים. So he said, like this. He said, look, Shalom Shalom Abi Abrams, Sirius Abrams. He said like this. He said, when you understand the spirituality built behind the concept of Para Aduma, you have to know that that concept, when it came from Bina, which is intelligence, it's Aduma, it's red. Okay, we have our red heifer, no problem. And say, look in your Torah, the way the word Aduma is written. If you see the word Aduma how it's written, like this, in the Chumash, you will see that there is no Vav. The Vav is missing. So if the Vav is missing, what do I have? Mem plus Dalet plus Aleph plus A, it's 50. It's basically that red heifer, it's the incarnation of the 50 gates of intelligence. The Nun Sha'are Bina. Here it is. It's written in front of you. Why? Because it's from the 50 gates of intelligence that the rigorous dimension came from. We continue a bit. He said like this. He said, אמנם בהיותם בפנים מאית ממעה אשר אין בה מום, אך כשיוצאים אל הקליפת אז נגלה שורש הזוהמה דינים, והנה דינים אלו גרמו להם לא מה שלא היו פנים בפנים, ולכן היו סוד המלכים בארץ אדום. So he said like this. He said, look, when you see in the parasha that Para Aduma, that red heifer, have to be perfect. He said that perfection, we're talking about that very specific light we are expressing, not being exposed out of the frame where they have to be kept. And he said, This is connected to the 7 kings. So it's simple. We know that 50, it's 7 times 7 with the kollel. So we know that when we talk about 50, we are dealing with the 7 kings. Did we understand something? No. But did you get something about the spirituality of what that expression are supposed to express? Yes. But now, let's go straight to our question. You see, we talk about the 50 gates. We talk about the 7 kings. We talk about the 7 kings, which were who were the first kings of the land of Edom. So now look, we jump a bit. והכוונה, and the intention is, כי עדיין לא נתחברו זכר ונקבה ולכן יצאו דינים אלו ואומנם יוציאו מחוץ למחנה, פירוש כי בהתפשטות הדינים האלו מחוץ למחנה שכינה, אז בחוץ יש להם זוהמה, ואז שחטא אותה ללבן או לצרף אותה הזוהמה על ידי אש קשה, לכן ויסחוף את הפרה. So he said, let me explain to you more details. He said, let me explain to you more details. What's happened basically? What's happened basically? He said, look, when you are taking that para, she has to be perfect. She has to be reddish. And he said, you have to burn that para. Oh. He said, the reason why we burn, it's because you have to remove all the impurity connected to her because that light went outside. All this I will explain. Don't worry. He said, that's why you have to burn. But look, he said, when you do that burning, he said, Omnam, achar sheniskefa, once she is burned, as yisha mimena soda kedusha, she only stood holy. She'i chelek echad michamisha, because that holiness, it's 1/15. Ve'i soda malchut anikra he. This is the malchut. She's called the he, basically. She'i chomesh adinim, she's 1/50, 1/5 of the dinim. Ve'az tikra afar. Oh, we achieve where I want it to be. He said, look, the purpose of the red heifer is to burn her and to obtain basically the ashes, the afar. You see, paraduma, we have a specific configuration of what we call the spirituality behind the 5 letters. That 5 letters, you have to bring them inside of an actual red heifer. I give you a secret, what I've learned with the Mekubalim. She can even be black. You can have a black, oh, what's the problem? The purpose is to bring inside of her that characteristic, that identity of red heifer. You get it? So when you are obsessed by finding a red heifer, yes, but we understand that you don't know. Your heifer, she can even be white, she can be black. It's not the problem. The problem is what do you bring inside? The purpose is to create what? Afar. Ashes. Ashes, afar, from that red heifer. Now look. You have afar. You have para. You have 5 dinim. Now let's see something very important that will help us to summarize all the thought. Shalom, shalom, Rabbi Dave. Shalom, shalom. To summarize all the thoughts. Look, we will
Shalom
go,
Papa Pinchas, shalom.
shalom, shalom. We will go in Sha'ar HaKavanot of Arya Kadosh, and we'll start to understand what is the promised land. Look, Sha'ar HaKavanot, sorry. Okay. Here it is. Okay, once again. One second. If you have question at the moment, you can talk. You can ask your question. I'm just checking. Okay. I get it. Okay. Here's the screen. Say like this. Said, wait for the screen. Second, it's on the way. Okay. Say like this. Say we are in Shar Kavanot about Passover, Pesach. He said, why I bring you there? Because if you remember at the beginning of his explanation, Arya Kadosh said that Para Aduma is connected to the 5 letters, final letters of the alphabet, Mansapach. So based on that, you have to know that Mansapach there are 5 letters. That 5 letters which express dinim, which express the garish dimension, they are basically connected to the 5 letters of the name Elohim. Each one of them is connected to one of the letter of Elohim. This is something important that you have to keep in mind. So based on that, we have another question, which is, okay, if we have Elohim, being connected to Mansapar. What can we understand about that? He said like this. Ve'al tetame im mitzchaim rosh amamlachot. He said, please don't be surprised if you see that Egypt, Mitzrayim, is the head of all the kingdom. Okay. It seems to be that it should be surprising for you why Egypt is the, let's say, the head of all the kingdoms. After he continued, he said, Ki Rosh Arba Niarot Gan Eden U Pishon. He said, look, because among the 4 rivers which comes out from the Gan Eden, the Pishon, which is the Nilus, come first. So that's why Egypt is the head of all the kingdoms. Just to show to you something, you see here, it's talking about Omnam Shiur Aitpashtut Shem Elokim. He's talking about, maybe let's start from here. I will read fast. He said, let's try to understand the name Elokim. Aleph Lamed He Yud Mem. Not to say Elohim, we substitute the He by the Kuf. U Ad Shiur Kar Tzerufim. So he said, you have to know that the name Elokim possess 120 permutations. Meaning, if you take Aleph, Lamed, He, Yud, Mem, and you try to change letters position to see how many names you can create by changing all the letters position in all the possibilities, you will have basically 24 possibility for the Aleph, 24 possibility for the Lamed, 24 possibility for the He, 24 possibility for the Yud, and 24 possibility for the Mem, which bring us to have 120 possibility of permutation, which is the Kach, Kuf, Chaf, 120. צירופים, שיש בו כנודע כי כל תיבת בת 5 אותיות בונה קר בתים, ואלו הקר צירופים, because every single words with 5 letters create 120 possibility of permutation, צירופים, והם מבחינת מדרגת הקדושה. So he said that's 120 permutations, they are holy. והם מבחינת מזה, מתחילת זה לבריאה עד סוף העשייה, כמבואר אצלנו בהדרה רבה, דככה דיתיב על קורסיה דשבבין וכו'. ומשם ולמטה הם הקליפות הנקרא אלוקים אחרים. So he said basically, from 120 to 1 or to 0, they are Elokim holy, of holiness. From that level to the bottom, they are called Elokim Acherim. They are impure. אלוהים אחרים, וכל יניקת הקליפת הוא מן עקר צירופים האלו, אף על פי שהם קדושה גמורה בסוד יין אלוהים אשר השמרים שהם הקליפות נחזים בו, והנה יניקת הארץ מצרים, ופרעה הנאה מכל קר צירופים שם אלוקים, רק מן המר צירופים האחרונים שבו תלויים בית אותיות י' מ'. So he said, look, first information, all the lands of Egypt, they are spiritually fed by not all the 5 letters of Elohim. They are only fed by the 2 final letters of Elohim, which is the Yud and the Mem. So that's why you have 24 plus 24, 48, Cham, Mach. So he said, the lands of Egypt spirituality, the spirituality of the land of Egypt, it's 48. I'm building slowly, slowly. In 10 minutes, you will have all the solution. Just follow me, please. And he said, Shebot Luim betotiot yam, ki yam in Elohim, kanoda, ki kat yerofim miprinat beot alev, vekat beot lamed, vekat beot he, vekat beot yud, vekat beot mem, umispar kulam, kar yerofim, veze sod, mi Hashem asher eshma bekolo. So he said, look, all the situation I explained to you is to understand that when you see in the Torah me, to say who, but don't say who, say me. That me, it's exactly about the two final letters of Elohim, where Mitzrayim takes all his power. That's why Pharaoh said, me Elohim, who is Elohim, that I should listen to his voice. What is me? Me, it's the power of the spirituality behind the land of Egypt. Now look. כי אשר אשמע בקולו, או כי בקורה יניקת מן הצירופים האחרונים, שכנגד שתי אותיות מי של אלוקים היה כופר בשם הוויה, לפי שאם המוחין דהוויה דגלות היו מתגלים בהיטאה יניקתו מן האותיות מי של אלוקים דעיבור מתבטלת כנודעה ובראותו שהיה לו אז יניקה ואחיזה שם באותיות מי של אלוקים הייתה הוראתו כי לא נגלית הוויה, ולכן היה כופר בשם הוויה. ואומנם השם יתברך כדי להכניעו, עקה אותו 10 מכות מן ג' אותיות אלה, אשר משם אלוקים, אשר הוא לא היה נאחז ויונק וזה מה שכתוב למעלה, שתי אותיות אלה בקרבו. רוצה לומר כי 3 אותיות אלה דאלוקים אשר לא היה לפרעה אחיזה ויניקה בהם היה רוצה להחקותו על ידם ולחברם עם בית אותיות מי אשר בקרבו של פרעה והוא יונק מהם, ועל ידי ההתחברות יושלם שם אלוקים שהוא כוח הדין, ואז יחקו על זה. Basically, long story short, he said simple. You have to know that the purpose of Paro was to take control of the 3 first letters of Elohim. He had already the 2 last. By taking the 3 first, he will be able to compel both of them and to have domination totally on everything. And we arrived to our place. Now we can go. He said, why Egypt was the head of all the kingdoms? Because the first river, Pishon, the Nilus, was coming from his corner. ובעבור שהנה אותיות מי מעולה מן אותיות אלה, כנכתב בשער המשפטים, say, look, because we know that the letters Yud Mem are more powerful than the otiyot ele from Elohim, like it's written in the Zohar Mishpatim, afalpi mi ele ke'ev tofiena mi u lemala mi ele. So mi is on the top and ele is on the bottom. כמבואר בסודו אצלנו. ובאולי כי כנגד בית אותיות אלו דמי הם סוד. הנה we are. נון ימים שבין פסח לעצרת. Now we connect. So the letters mi of Elohim, mem plus yud, 50. We have also the same concept regarding the red heifer. We say, look, that red heifer is totally expressed in the dimension of 50. Now look. He said like this. He said, Nun share sheben Pesach, the 50 days between Pesach and Shavuot. עצרת והם סוד נון כנגד נון לקטנות ואלו, אוקיי. והנה, להיות כי הנה הצירופים שהתחלתם הבית אותיות מי הם כד צירופים מתחילים באות י' וכצירופים מתחילים באות מ' ושניהם הם מח צירופים ולכן נקרא ארץ מצרים ארץ חם. Sorry. So it's basically because we have two letters from where the power of the land of Mitzrayim are connected, the Mem and the Yud. Because we know also that each letters give 24 possibility. So based on that, 24 plus 24, we have 48. That's why the land of Mitzrayim is called Eretz Cham. Eretz Cham. Sorry, I lost the place. So basically say, look, when you call Mitzrayim the land of Cham, it's because Sham Shalom Shifra Baishai. Sham Shalom. It's because Shalom Shalom. It's because the power, the spiritual power of behind the land is two letters, Mem and Yud, 50-50. Now, let's see. What is a promised land? A promised land is, first of all, a land where everybody will have a place. Everybody. It's not a land which works with the mindset of fear. It's not a land which works with the mindset of claiming. It's a land where basically the dimension of rigorous aspect, the dimension of strong justice, dimension of badness are outside. Outside. Everybody can come, everybody receive, no one is missing. The promised land is not a promised land for one people. It's a promised land for all the nations. Because on that promised land, it's supposed to be a temple for all the nations. When you are fighting on internet, going to do your limudim, and you are talking about the concept of promised land, if you cannot explain that concept from the corner of the red heifer, you are a liar. Because the promised land is the place where the spirituality of that red heifer is standing and is alive. So now let me question, what is the halacha of the red heifer? First of all, it has to be perfect, like we have seen. You have to bring inside of all the power of that 5 gvurot, because once that 5 gvurot they are found inside, what do? You burn them. You burn the red heifer. This is the mindset, is I take the 5 gvurot, which are the name Elohim, and I bring them inside of that red heifer. Shalom, shalom, Tifra Ben Natan Hanan. I take the 5 gvurot, I bring them inside. And like I said, that red heifer, she can even be black, even be white, even be yellow if you want. It's not a problem that we have seen, Don't think that the image used in the Torah, they are talking about reality. The purpose for you is to transform that heifer or that cow to reddish. What is that? To bring inside of her mem, nun, tzadik, pe, chaf, mansapar. Once the mansapar is there, what do? You have to burn her. Why? Because that light of Elohim always attract the Elohim acherim. So you have impurity coming always with the name Elohim. Are you following me?
Shalom, shalom, Chief Rabbi Pinchas.
Shalom, shalom.
Yes, I do follow you.
So once you have put the 5 letters inside, now after you burn. Why you burn? Because the purpose of that burning is to create what? Is to create the ashes. What is the name of that ashes that we create after having burned that red heifer? It's afar, like we have seen in the text of Ari. So let me show to you. And let's build it together. The ashes is afar. We agree? It's okay?
Yes, Chief Rabbi Pinchas.
Toda. This is what we call the ashes of the red cow, the red heifer. That ashes that you're going to use for a specific mitzvah we're going to see. Now let me see with you. Keep in mind, we want to know what is the promised land. No emotion, only work. You get it? Afar. Once you have the afar, shalom, shalom, Tif Rabbi Zohar, shalom, shalom. Once you have the afar, please help me out, Rabbanim. How many combination, terufim, do I possess when I have 5 letters?
120.
Toda Rabba. We have 120. This is 120. One second. This is the 20 we needed. Right? To write 120, I have 2 possibilities. Or I write it kuf chaf chaf, follow me well. Or I can write it kuf yud yud. You agree with me, right?
Yes.
Toda Rabba. So the same. Here is, it's very the same. Kuf yud yud. So now Rabbanim. When I connect the ashes of the red heifer, and I take the 120 terufim of Elohim, which are holy. Look what's happening.
Afrik.
Toda Rabba. Let me put it in evidence. Aries. Aries. Afriki. So, first thing, don't fall in the mistake of some people say, no, we are not Afriki. We are not Afriki is the name that the Roman give to us. Leave it. There's a spiritual code behind each names. When you talk about Afriki, it's the result of you burning that red heifer. You get that dust called afar. You had to eat the 120 terufim de Shem Elokim, which are holy, that we have seen in the Shah Kavanot on Parashat Pesach, when we talk about the Sefirat HaOmer. You connect it together, you have Afriki. Afriki is the promised land because it's the place where all the dinim have been removed. How do you know that all the dinim have been removed? The land is always giving to you wealth. You want gold? Here is gold. Water is water. Nature is nature. Diamond is diamond. Oil is oil. You want? What do you want? What do you want? There is no limitation. You remove diamond there, you came back 1 month, diamond is there new again. And they all know about that. This is the promised land. Based on the fact that we have said, Artsot Cham. People, they say, Cham, they are Kushi. Like say, you chief rabbi of Sephardim. The Kushi are monkeys. Yeah. Yes. If we are monkeys, what about you? This is the point. Afriki. This is the place where the spirituality of the Paraduma have been solved. That's why you will see something else. We never engage any war against anybody. Against nobody, sorry. We never start war. We never went to other country to acquire their wealth. We never said, no, our borders are closed. Nobody can enter. Only black people can stay in our country. We never said that. People come to our lands. They build their economy on our back. They killed our ancestors. They killed our brothers. They raped our sisters to get what we have in our soil. What is the result of what we get in our soil? It's because the dinim have been sweetened. So when I say in the title, don't mistaken about promised land and acquire land, he said, don't think that the one who are claiming, yes, this is the only place where Jews can be in security. Yes, I have no problem. Of course, security and state is another question. But don't start to mix this reality with the fact of saying, we are the Holy Land. You're the Holy Land, so why you don't want black people? You are the Holy Land, right? So if you are the Holy Land, I have one question. Explain to me that.
לא הכל כושי מברכים, אלא צריך שיהיה כושי שאבא שלו ואימא שלו לבנים, איפה אתה תדע? אם אתה יודע, גופה שאתה יודע, ואתה יצא להם בן קוף, יצא להם בן ככה.
והדבר הנורא ביותר, הצפה של מסתננים בלתי חוקיים מאפריקה.
Rabbis, don't play. Don't say that you didn't knew. Don't say that you didn't knew. When you study, I will finish on that point. When you study the halacha of paraduma, what is the purpose of paraduma? Please help me out. What is the halacha?
Halakha paraduma is that the afar, the ashes of paraduma will make a tameh tahor and make tahor tameh.
Toda Rabbah. Toda Rabbah. The purpose of the red heifer's ashes is to bring that the one who is holy will take on his own the impurity of his fellow. You make yourself impure in order to bring the other to be holy. This is the meaning of what we have just seen now. No aspect of sacrifice means something. You are not the promised land. You can be the Jewish state. I have no problem with that. I have no problem. You claim, no problem with that. But don't play with the term of promised land, because promised land is connected to the aspect of paraduma. We just saw it. Based on that, based on what? On the 50 gates of Bina. That 50 gates of Bina, which are manifest through the 5 letters Mansapa, which are also manifest through the 5 letters Elohim, inside of which Yud Mem are the higher. Atzot Benecham is the place where Afar is acquired. Afriki. Sorry. We have to correct. It's like this. Here it is. You make yourself impure to make the other holy. You receive the other. Do you see? Tell me one place in the world when you see people who are not locals. They came from Netherlands and they call themselves Afrikaners. So they take your name. It's like, imagine Congolese people going to Belgium, and arriving in Belgium, they call themselves Wallon or Flamand. And after that, you claim land. You have land. And you are here, and you succeed to even create a system of apartheid. Okay. And you still, in 2024, you're still there. No one is telling you, we don't want to share with you. To everybody say, okay, no problem, let's find a way to share. Even the one who are extreme, they have in their mind that we will not kick you out. Okay, we are brothers, you can stay. So what I say, when we talk about Artzot Shel Benecham, when you talk about the lands of Benecham, please don't be ashamed, because behind of that, you have the incarnation of the red heifer. This is the secret. So if you don't have this mindset, you will be here running after this rabbi who find a red heifer in Arizona. What are you doing? Study your Torah. Be strong. Be strong and have nobility in what you're analyzing. Red heifer. Yes. You say, Rabbi, red heifer, Mansapa. When do you do the kavanot of Mansapa, Rabbi? What about Elohim and the Tzerufim and the Yud Mem and the Mi and the Yam and the Cham? Ask to them. You see? See a question? John Rabin was so online some time ago that Israel have gotten about 500 heifer. Where did they get them, and why is it lacking for past centuries? Nothing is lacking. Like I told you, you can take a black cow and make the paraduma. There's nothing to do. What I'm saying is written even in the Mishnah. Study your Mishnah. Don't be there just believing that mystical will come because you hear, Israel. Be wise. Study. Study. So what's happened? To conclude, can acquire land become a promised land? Yes. Of course, yes. You just need to apply what we teach for many years now. Apply Torah Aleph. Apply Midot Torah. Apply becoming impure for the other. Apply the halachot of Torah. Receive everybody. Don't start to make immigration political like the other nations. Because a promised land is a land which can be extended, has no limitation. So why are you afraid about numbers? It's not the characteristic at all. Apply. Yes, acquire land can become a promised land. But what do you do to obtain that level? Many people, they have that dream. They acquire land and they try to make their land become promised. They will never tell you. I'm telling you. But the truth is, can a promised land be acquired? No. Why? Because you can only acquire a land which is not promised. A land which is promised has no problem. He can give his identity to other lands, exactly like the soul of Moshe. When Moshe said, you have to give your soul to the other elders, he said, no problem. It's like a candle. Light many candles that you want. I will never lose my light. How do you know that? Very simple. I have a question about halacha. Let's say we are in 2024. You live in Indonesia. You have bought some land, and it's the year of the Shemitah. Do you keep the laws of Shemitah, being a landlord in Indonesia?
No, Rabin.
You sure?
You do, Chief Rabbi Pinchas.
Because it's not. Okay.
You are obliged. As a Jew landlord, you are not allowed to seize your field all that year. The laws of Shemitah, you're obliged to apply them no matter where you are. If you are a Jew landlord. Mishnah halacha. So what does it mean? People are not in Israel, but they're obliged to keep the Shemitah laws. That's why you have the halacha talking about Eter Mechira, meaning these are the Jews landlord, not that laws. We have another name talking about the Jew landlord which are outside of Israel, but they sold their land to non-Jews in order to keep the business going on. We don't eat that fruit. This is Eter Mechira. What is Eter Mechira? You have a land. You know it's a Shemitah. You have a partner which is not a Jew, who is not a Jew. You say, okay, now you have the ownership of the land. Make the thing and sell the fruit. Many people who are making things very permissive, they say it's okay, eat. We, Mekubalim, we don't eat. Nous Afriki, we don't eat eter mechira, meaning we don't take it at all. No matter if it comes from some cities of the country of Israel or even from lands of Jewish landlord from Indonesia, from Nigeria, you keep the Shemitah. So if it is so, what does it mean? You give the identity of the land that you possess. So acquiring land, it's a normal thing. Shemitah will have to be applied on your land. But promised land, it's all about bringing that red heifer to be burned on that place and to reveal the 120 levels of Elohim connected to that afar. So if you can make your land Afriki, even in Indonesia, I have no problem. Because you understand that when you hear Ham, it's first of all a spiritual concept. Not like some people, Chief Rabbi, a rational concept that you can compare people to monkeys and you call them Kushi. Baruch Adonai Leolam. Amen Amen. So let me see. We have some question.
Amen. Let's talk about it with Chief Rabbi Pinchas.
Said
Please, I have a question.
is the head of the kingdoms of the nation, and what out of the four rivers that flow, one of them is near to Egypt? Please throw more light. No, it's simple. First river, number one, the kingdoms. Second river, which is the Kush. Number two of the kingdoms. That's it. And after you go so on, so on, and so on, so on, so on. Yes, Rabbi Dave.
Yes, the blessing of the blessing about the land Israel. How we can do that? But if they are not a promise of the blessing, the blessing about the land Israel, like if you have the vin, if you have the vine, it come from to Israel. If you have something, it come from to Israel, you must have a blessing, the special blessing from that. I want to know.
This is your problem. This is not mine. I gave you the answer about understanding the difference between promised land and acquired land. If in your mind you are blocked to go further in your mind, in your analysis, it means that in terms of emotions, do and keep what you are doing from the beginning. If you understand what I've said, you should understand that where you are standing, it's actually the place that is blessed because you do halakha, you do mitzvah. That's why many rabbis from Haredim community even went to live in Israel. They don't care. They live outside. They even don't make any promotion about doing aliyah. What do you think? Do you think they are crazy? Study a bit about what they think. Study a bit about your own Torah. After, it's a question of emotions. If you are strong and stable, what I've said should even not bother you. You understand? And you know that there's difference between spiritual reality and political strategy. Once you understand that, you will not be surprised that some chief rabbi call you monkey. That's it. But this is the African mindset. Someone call you monkey, but you
I understand.
Someone call you monkey, but you apply the halakha like him. This is why we are who we are.
Hello?
Toda rabba, say toda rabba. Is
Hello?
there any other question?
I have a second question.
Yes.
Hello?
Oui, oui. Yes.
Oh là là. Hello?
Yes.
Yes, I want to know now in the French, in the Europa, sentiment anti-Semitic is go up. The sentiment anti-Semitic is go up. How? So now, how the Jewish French people, the Jewish European people, they can do? They must stay in the Europa and they must make the Aliyah.
I said the same thing. It's all about the level of your faith. If you are weak and you know that you will be safe in the Jewish land, in the Jewish country, go. If you understand that there's many places in the world where people, where Israelites, where Jews have no problem of anti-Semitism, Africa is full of countries like that. Go to Africa. Me, it's not my questions. To talk about anti-Semitism, I always remind to people the problem is never about the other. The problem is always about you. Make your personal introspection and try to see what brings you to live and to face what you're facing. And don't stop to be manipulated by people, political strategy. People use you like play chess. Be awake. Have conscience. You're unconscious about understanding what's going on, the way people want to do their word. Uh, we have no place for emotions, basically.
Thank you,
Do you have a question?
thank you very much for that.
You're welcome, Rabbi Dave. I have a question.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
question is,
Shalom, Rabbeinu.
can we replace the Sanhedrin in our time? Yes, there's many options, but you should change the way to train the judge, because the way the judges are trained today, they will not be able to be a Sanhedrin at all. Another question, can we get Talmid Chachamim greater in number and greater in knowledge more than the Sanhedrin of old? If yes, can they cancel Yom Tov Sheni Shel Galuyot? You don't need the Talmidei Chachamim and Sanhedrin to cancel the Yom Tov Sheni. Just open the Sefer Halacha of Rabbi Nechunya. It's written there. Tana, South Africa, we don't keep the Yom Tov Sheni from Chol. That's it. Yes, Chief Abaikish.
Shalom, Rabbeinu.
Shalom, shalom.
Toda Rabba for the limud. Please, I want to ask this question. Now, in the dimension you teach us now about the para and the implication and what it is to be Afriki. Okay, in the time of the first temple time, when they were actually doing the physical para duma and they burn it and they use it. So how do we relate it that what they were doing that time and to what we know now? Because if what they were doing then was maybe they were dealing with the Zalem, the symbolism, the shadow of the mountain. So how do we compare two of them at the level we are learning now and what they did in that first time?
It's all about the kavanah, the intention which have been taught. People will tell you something. They say, to make the ashes of the red heifer, you need the first ashes that the red heifer of Moshe. If not, your red heifer is not standing at all. Halacha. I can tell you that we, the Bantu Israelites, we know where they are. That first level of the first red heifer, because it's a code. So we know where it is. When you follow people, they say, where is the first para of Moshe? We lost it, so we cannot do para. Okay, keep it like that. So the secret is like, till the Tanaim, they knew how to make an acquired land a holy and promised land. Since they lost that mindset, meaning bringing people to run away from sword and Kabbalah, not to understand mystical dimension, that's why they are dealing only with the acquired dimension. That's why you see all the wars, all the situation, all the secular dimension, all the things that we know. Yezrat Hashem. Another question. Shem Rabbeinu, how do we get these ashes of Paraduma to make ourselves ta'or after being in contact with a dead? How do we figure out ashes of Paraduma? This question I will not answer. So this is our secret. The one who knows. So there, you have a Ashkenazi chief rabbi, you have a Spanish chief rabbi, you call you monkey. Ask to them, how do they find? I know. I keep it for me. I will never give that tuition to people. So people who think we are joking, we're going to see at the end. If they will accept the first part, which will be burned in the street like that, this is the Paraduma, Geola is coming. Okay. Let's see if the fire will come from the sky. Yezrat Hashem. So yes, we do know, but it's not something we say. It's not something we're going to teach, because our ancestors are paid a very high price. They have been destroyed. They have been killed. They have been genocide. So we have to be discreet with all these secrets. Is there any other question? We finished? תודה רבה. שבוע טוב, חודש טוב מבורך, בעזרת השם. See you next week, בעזרת השם. תודה רבה רבנים, תודה רבה צדיקים. And if you have additional question, don't hesitate to send them in the group, Telegram group, and so on, Be'ezrat Hashem. And also, just to remind you, we will have our first anniversary of the Chief Rabbinate in 2 weeks, a whole day of Limud Yom HaTorah. We will have a small explanation in a few seconds. So, Be'ezrat Hashem, start to share, and the rabbis are going to teach. Please send to me your video, because I don't have the video. I cannot communicate to people who are basically afraid that maybe it will be cancelled. So please send the video, talk about the text you're gonna teach, and Bezat Hashem, they will be aware. Toda rabba rabba likulam. I have another question. Sorry. Shalom. Abi, from this now, what is the connection between U.S. and the state of Israel? This is really means that promises of Mashiach will not directly occur in Israel. Me personally, it's not my problem. This is I'll let you deal with that. Me, I'm focused on my Torah, and I'm focused on the land of Africa. The rest is too high for me. I have no strength for that. Bezrat Hashem. I know that you will understand my answer. Toda rabba rabba. And if you, let me give an answer. If you really want to understand this topic, be used to try to find a way to read the open file that sometimes the state are releasing. Sometime every 10 years, every 50 years, the states, some of them, they are obliged to release some state secrets. So just go and try to see very particular dates, what happened in 48, the deal between the states, United States, Israel, Jordan, England, Russia. Try also to see what's happened in the 67 time of Biafra, the deal, connection. Try also to see what was written in the Secret Service. So this is not me. It will be their own notice. So be used always to find a way to read all the secret, the different secrets that have been allowed to the people to know, and you will learn a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. This is my best answer to let you free
Shalom,
of
Shalom,
your knowledge.
Rabbeinu.
Shalom, shalom.
That the question you read now, that US, it does not mean United States. It means us as we and Israel. That's what he meant, not the US.
Ah, sorry. So one more time.
Okay.
Is the no, it's not here. Let's see. The connection between us and the state of Israel. Oh, okay. Your connection is to basically to try to see if they can consider you like it's normal Jew. So if you have consideration, go there, enjoy your life, live as a Jew, help the country, join the army, or do the Torah. If you have no consideration, my best advice would be to say, okay, don't run after something or someone who don't want you or don't need you. Have that nobility to understand that there is a natural way to be together. Zat Hashem. But the answer I gave also can give you help and solution about how to consider the states based on many state secrets which have been released. Bezat Hashem. Baruch Adonai Olam. Amen ve'amen. Toda rabba Rabbi. One second. Please tell us how to figure out as we go to Paraduma. I'm never Sephardi, no Ashkenazi from West Africa. Nous sommes Africains. That's it. Follow us. Follow what we are teaching, and you will see that it's possible today, thanks to the knowledge of our ancestors, the knowledge of the tzaddikim, and the ancient book, like the book of Rabbi Nechunya, Rabbi Akiva, to live Torah, which will be in accordance with the authentic roots of our tradition in Africa. That's the purpose. Afriki, it's the dust of the Paraduma with the 120 powers of Elohim. Bezrat Hashem. Toda rabba, Rabbi Catherine.
Papa Pinras,
Yes.
please, I have a question. If somebody, the black man, the white man, the European man, the Ashkenaz man, want to convert, want to come to become African, we can accept that, or we go to tell him go from your friend, from your brother over there, to stay to Ashkenaz.
So I don't understand your question. An
My
Ashkenazi.
question, my
One
question
second.
is that this
Let,
that means small.
let me precise what I didn't understand before you to give to me details. Who want to convert? Is it a non-Jew or a Jew?
No, he's a Jew. The Jew, he not converts, but the Jewish Ashkenazim, he want to become African. We African, we got to accept that. Like the Sephardim, they are go to
No,
they become Ashkenazim.
the question is simple. What happened when an Ashkenazi man marry a Sephardic woman? According to the halacha.
I don't know.
Okay. The halacha is like this. The woman always go after the minag of the husband. So the question is not about to know if someone do and choose. For example, first level, the woman will take the minag of the husband. So meaning, if you have a daughter or a sister, she marries Faradi, according to the halacha, she will have to keep Sfaradi. If you have your son marry Ashkenazi woman, that Ashkenazi woman, she will have to keep Minag Afriki. So do you have possibility when you are in your own to choose a Minag? Yes, but who can do that? A convert, not someone who is born Ashkenazi or Sfaradi. I explain myself. Ayakadosh said like this: when you are born in a family of Ashkenazi or Sfaradi or Afriki, it's important to keep the minag of your ancestors, because this is the way your soul can react fast and go higher in spirituality. So when you see somebody being born Ashkenazi, you have always to push him to do more things like Ashkenazi, because this is the mindset, this is the spirituality of his soul. If someone is born Afriki and is trying to do Ashkenazi, look what happened. Something for look what
Okay.
the same
Thank
thing.
you, Papa.
Basically, if someone is a convert, never practiced Judaism, is not born from a family of Torah, and he converts to Afriki, he will be the Minag Afriki. Even if he's white, it's not a problem.
Thank you, Papa Pinas. Thank you.
You're welcome. תודה רבה צדיקים, לילה טוב, תודה רבה רבי קלו, ברוך, תודה רבה רבה, and remind the Yom HaTorah. Bye bye. Shalom, shalom, מבורר, שבוע טוב to all of you. Bezrat Hashem, on the 23rd of July, we will celebrate the first anniversary of the Chief Rabbinate of Africa. That day will also be the 17th of Tammuz. So very specific and crazy anniversary, because we are celebrating our birthday, let's say, on the day of fast. And that day will be for us the occasion to celebrate it from the frame of the Yom HaTorah. A whole day of study, webinars that will be offered to different rabbis to come to talk on one thematic, which will be Torah and traditions. We spent this first year by working hard, my committee and myself, in order to build tremendous foundations, in order to acquire credibility in the eyes of all the ones who are leading the Jewish community all over the world. All of them today may know that the Chief Rabbinate of Africa has only one mindset and one purpose: to connect every single Israelite, connect every single Jew only by the manner of Torah, Mitzvot, Kedusha, and Tahara. The Nusar Afiki that we gave a lot of strength by bringing many topics which were forgotten because we don't read every day the writings of the Tanaim. But that Nusar Afiki show something to all of our followers, all of the students we have all over the world, is that we have to be able to understand that on that day of the 17th of Tammuz, even if the first tablet will be broken because of the golden calf transgression, that day didn't start with the same mindset. The mindset was that Moshe succeeded to come down with the first tablet, the first luchot, and that luchot were the Torah Shebe'al Peh. Why? Because on the 6th of Sivan, we stood all of us on the Mount Sinai. And after that, Moshe spent 40 days with private discussion, receiving tremendous secrets about the worlds, the universe, human being, life, family, purity, all these things. And he came down with it. He came down. So positivity can also be found out on that day. So by joining us with all the webinars which will be offered to you, you will be among the one about whom the prophet said that day of sadness will become days of happiness, talking about Tisha B'Av and the 17th of Tammuz. So every single year on our day of anniversary, we will accomplish the Yom HaTorah with specific topic, but this year it will be Torah and tradition. See you soon. Stay tuned. Many details are coming. Toda Rabba. Shavua Tov.